All right, that all kind of transitions into the next topic that I have. I actually forgot to put it on the list of topics there. Dreamcast. So the word is coming out that they're talking about putting Dreamcast games on the Switch. At this point, I think it's still a rumor. Stepping away from since what Jet said, like I said, Ace Fox, this is going right into that. I'm very interested in this Dreamcast games coming to the Switch. Word has it that they still have the source code for a lot of games, so it'll be easy for them to just port games over. I do prefer the idea of rebuilding some of these games, or at least adding extra features. Suave, Power Stone with online multiplayer. I was not a huge Power Stone person because I didn't have a lot of people to play it with. I think Power Stone in online with other people might be very, very interesting. Obviously the Sonic game, but I don't know if they're even. I mean, the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, they're definitely going to come out. But you've got a chance now to get Skies of Arcadia, Sword of Berserk. I love Sword of Berserk. Illbleed. We love our Illbleed here. It is delightfully ridiculous, but we love it, and I think we love it for that. I think that Dreamcast coming to the Switch is a very, very cool thing. So what I wanted to ask you was, were there any games that you loved from the Dreamcast that you wish would go over? Any import games? Were there import games that never came out? I know that there were some. There is a game that I have looked for years. I've searched for this game, and other than ordering it online, which I hate doing, I can't find one in person, and most of the time nobody knows what I'm talking about. There was an import PAL Dreamcast game called Evil Twin, which had a very dark Tim Burton-like atmosphere. It was a 3D platform, 3D adventure platform. Fantastic. The game was in English because it was PAL. I would love to see that come out. Dreamcast was just a bit before my time. Jiggle, Dreamcast was a very odd system because for over here anyway, I don't know what it was like the rest of the world. Over here, it just didn't get a whole lot of recognition. I worked at a video game store throughout the entire life of the Dreamcast, beginning to end. And one of the biggest problems that we faced in the store, and was common all over the place, was the way to crack Dreamcast games happened relatively quickly and very, very easily. It was very easy to go online, download the ISOs, burn them to a regular disc, like a regular 700 megabyte disc. Burn a boot disc, so you had the boot program on a separate disc, and play the game that way. Yeah, I'm in the US. Yeah. Once that happened, game sales tanked. They dropped off the face of the earth. It was a shame. The Dreamcast is one of those systems that was very good, but saw a much shorter than usual lifespan because of stuff that happened outside of the system's control. Retailers were so burned by the Saturn sudden release without warning that many outright refused to dream. I don't know, Dragoon Knight. I saw most stores with Dreamcast on day one. Big retailers, small retailers, everybody. We were a smaller store. I mean, we had a lot of inventory and reach, but we were not a Toys R Us or anything. Everybody had it. It's just, it sold fine. If anything, I would think that customer base felt more burned by the Saturn and decided to not invest in the Dreamcast until they started getting the sports games. Sales skyrocketed when the 2K sports games were released. Super awesome. Happy Greg show. Woo! Starting Greg and friends. That's right, Lady Fox, and you are the friends. I am doing good. Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose remake. Most of the Dreamcast I played as a kid were bootlegs, and I'll admit I have a couple of bootlegs myself. I have bootlegs of games that are super expensive. I have bootlegs of games like Zero Gunner 2, Twinkle Star Sprites, stuff that either didn't come out over here or was just very expensive. Space Channel 5. Jet Set Radio, Looney Tunes racing game that was better. The Looney Tunes racing game, Acme Arsenal, was that it? I think it was an Acme branded game. Special edition Switch Dreamcast. Oh my god, the a white Switch with the orange swirl on the background. I would lose it. Are you talking about the game with the little girl? Which game? There's a lot of those. Yeah, which game with the little girl? I think the Dreamcast was the first to introduce online play. It was my first system with online play. I know that. I know I played the hell out of Phantasy Star, and then I know Beth played it too. We had AT&T WorldNet accounts just so that we could play it. She just chimed in like, I love that game. We played hundreds on hundreds of hours, and obviously you had to play it. Like, I still have my Dreamcast keyboard. Tons. I still have all my characters saved too. Maybe one day I'll load it up and we'll go through all my character saves. But that was a game that I fell asleep playing multiple times, and I would come into work and they would be laughing at me. And I knew why they were laughing. They were laughing because I fell asleep. I'd wake up and they were gone. I'd wake up and they were gone, and I was asleep with holding the joystick in a way. So then I'd wake up and my character was at a wall running. Just like running into the wall, like, okay, I guess everybody left. Looney Tunes Space Race. Looney Tunes Space Race was the game. I got a Mother 3 bootleg. I think everybody got a Mother 3 bootleg. I don't have one though. I was not. We've had that talk before. Earthbound, I tried and I just couldn't get into it. Oh, Acme Arsenal was the 3D, was the third person shooter. Okay. Hang on. I'm jumping back here. Okay, just got to read your book for class. I'm finally here. You are absolutely correct. Sonic R4. Oh, very interesting. I don't think PS1 had link cable technology. You would link up your systems, and you would you would have two TVs and two systems and two copies of the game, and then you would play it. The Saturn had that too. No, the Saturn did not. What's this? Xbox had that. But let's face it, the OG Xbox was too big to lug around anywhere. I'm interested in seeing these Dreamcast games. Now, the question is, and again, this goes back to the other topic, if they port these games, Evil Twin, I don't know if it was a little girl. I know what you're talking about. I don't know if Evil Twin was a little girl. I thought it was a boy, but I played it for a little while and I loved it, but I could never find a copy of it. What do you think these games should cost? I'm going to go ahead and assume they will not be physical copies of these games, short of a physical copy that includes multiple games. What would you expect to pay for these Dreamcast games on the Switch? I'm having trouble paying more than $10. I am having trouble with you telling me that even something like a Skies of Arcadia remaster, even something that we never got, like Zero Gunner 2, Mars Matrix, Gigawing 2, I'm having trouble saying anything more than $10. Depending on what happens, maybe you could make a case for $20. You know, if you tell me that, I'm getting the Dreamcast versions of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 as a package, $10 a game, but you can't buy them separately. You have to pay $20 for them. That seems fine. I think I'm okay with that. Obviously, it's two games in one, but it's not like you can go and and only buy one of them. Like if I had to buy two of them for $20, I think I'd be okay with that. Something like a Skies of Arcadia, a very high demand game that gets where they remaster the graphics. Maybe I could see $20 for that. RPGs are always kind of a fluke when it comes to pricing because RPGs often hold their value. Shooters hold their value significantly. Like I said, games like Mars Matrix, your Giga Wing 2, those games are a fortune. Bangayo, which is an ultra rare game apparently. If it's a remake, $19.99. If it's a remaster, $9.99. I'll give you that. I'll give you if it's a completely remastered or remade game, or even just some remade features and stuff. I could take that. Is Rye cooking more spaghetti? Remember, Rye, when it comes to making spaghetti, you have to make enough. You either make enough for yourself or you make enough to feed like 79 people. There's no in between. As if for the size of Sonic R. Autumn Clearwater. Thank you for the invitation to the host club, Autumn Clearwater. I love that name. That's a lot of money. I'd say for the size of Sonic RS remake, it's larger. So, $24.99. I would have. I don't care what the game is. If you tell me there's a Dreamcast game and you say $24.99, I would have trouble paying that. I want that game Evil Twin. And if you told me it was $24.99, I wouldn't buy it. Truth be told, the Castlevania Requiem came out today. It's $20. It's $20 for Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. I haven't bought it. I have no intention of buying it, really. It looks great. You know me. I love both of those games. But you didn't add any extra features. You didn't bring over features from other versions of the game that weren't there. You basically poured it over. Sean Bean, thank you for the invitation to the host club. You didn't poured it over Dracula X Chronicles from the PSP, and you didn't add anything to it. Like, you literally took something away. You brought over the Dracula X Chronicles from the PSP and then took away the 3D remake of Rondo of Blood. I have no interest in paying $20 for that. It doesn't interest me even in the slightest. If it goes on sale and it's $10, I'd buy it. If it was a physical copy, I'd probably pay $30 if it was a physical copy with some nice artwork on it. Being a download for $20 for two games that I have multiple versions of, and those exact versions on another system, you're not. I'm sorry. I got a monitor I'm saving up for. That $20 is going there. I must appease the spaghetti gods. I once cooked enough spaghetti for 9,000 people under like $13. Is that what happened with Requiem? You gave us the inferior voice chat. I don't like the redone voices from the PSP. I really don't. But if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But you saw Johnny posted a clip on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter from the PS4, and you can do the death skip where you go into the room and you backspace out of there, and you backslide, and then you enter the other room. When you come back, death is gone, and you get to keep all your stuff. It's blatantly the PSP version. I got Symphony of the Night for $3 on the PSN. How is this better? It's not. It's not better. Yeah, Symphony of the Night is worth like $7. It's a fantastic game. It's just a download of a game that we've had, that you're now giving us the kind of inferior version, and we've had multiple times. It's just not worth $20 for me. Also, here's my idea: game collection with all of our Autumn. I have fought for that for years. And when I say fought, I mean I've complained about it not having it and wished that I had it. I don't think it's going to happen, because I want a Castlevania compilation of 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bloodlines. Never going to happen. I have wanted from Nintendo a Rebirth collection, which is with all the Rebirth games from the WiiWare. Because if you don't have those games downloaded on a Wii somewhere, you have lost them. You don't have access to them anymore. I know they won't do it. They'll release each of those WiiWare Rebirth games individually as a download for $10 a piece. I wish I had a PS4. I was hoping that I win the GameStop giveaway for a PS4. I actually just got a PS4 for my birthday a couple months ago. I've never had a PS4 before then. PSP, the PSP version had bad audio quality and sound effects. I wonder how much of that torch was the PSP itself. Because the PSP, I don't remember having these amazing speakers. I used my headphones all the time, so I wonder how much of that was the system itself. But what is it? The PSTV, where you can play PSP games on your television or something. I don't know exactly. I haven't followed PlayStation technology in a while, but. Yeah, if you have that, you just play the Dracula X collection. Oh, and I looked up the Dracula X collection because people were telling me that it's very expensive. It's like $40. It's like 40. I'm seeing it for $40-50, which is high for a PSP game. But at this point, it's $20 for Requiem or $40 for this, and you actually get more stuff with it. I would like the new Secret of Mana put on the Switch. Oh my God, yeah. I got the SNES. It's funny. I love the Mana series. I've played every one of them, I think. I've played the American ones. Secret of Mana, which is Sega Densetsu 2. Legend of Mana, Dawn of Mana, Children of Mana. Played them all. Never beat any one of them. I love them, but I can't deny that I just kind of lose interest in them. I don't understand what it is. I'm always enjoying it when I'm playing them, and then I get distracted by stuff. They're just not high on my priority list, so I get distracted easily. Something else comes out, and it's boom, I'm right on to the next thing, and I never come back to it. I have too many distractions nowadays. So that's may I just say I entered the giveaway I mentioned just for the PS4? Of course. Then I found out, you always enter for. I can't tell you how many times I entered things for like Switch, because when you win the Switch, you get all these other accessories. It's like, oh, I can give the Switch away and keep all the accessories.